Hello. Today I'm going to go over how I review a balance sheet. So, again, I like to look at trends, and I've got ending balances here going back in time. And I'm going to look for any big movers from the current month to the prior month, or even, if the prior month kind of, seems strange compared to all the other history that I've got. And then just general things like, do I see a liability in a debit balance, or an asset that's not a contra asset in a credit balance, those types of things. So that said, I'll just kind of start working through it top to bottom. So we're starting here with our current assets, our cash, and see some higher cash than normal. But I do see back in September we had 2.3, and cash can obviously move quite a bit. So that doesn't necessarily stand out to me. A lot of these other bank accounts are very minor. That's a cash clearing account. And, we do see some elevated activity for both of the last 2 months compared to what it normally is. So why is there, this is a clearing account, so it could just be time and it could be legit, but why is there a significantly larger balance than normal in both March and April? That's something that I would want to understand, and maybe that means it's something that maybe I have to dig into myself, or maybe there's someone that's in charge of this entity or this division that I can ask this question back to. These other bank accounts, all seem typical compared to where they normally are. Accounts receivable, pretty big drop there from February to March, but going back, that's not an atypical level historically, so that seems fine. This holdback account, it swings pretty wildly, all within a normal range there. Manual within a normal range. Unbilled, and it looks like it went away at the end of last year. This other unbilled account, I guess if we just kind of sum these two up, we're at 2.6, which is where we're at now. So nothing really stands out. I got my gross AR here. And yeah, it definitely went quite a bit down there in March at a lower level than normal. Allowance for doubtful accounts. Whew, that's interesting. So it spiked there, and I've looked at this before, but so I've already added this calculation. But then I basically calculated what is the allowance over my gross, and you can see it's been running right around 0.5%, 0.4, 0.6, and then in March really jumped. So the question is, in my mind, like, what caused our allowance to jump so significantly from February to March and stay at this elevated level in April? So inventory, nothing's really standing out. Finished goods in transit manual went to zero. That happens, so it doesn't stand out to me. Finished goods in transit customer, why we ever would have had a credit there, I'm not sure, but that's a normal number now. Parts looks typical. parts in transit. That's pretty in line. Finished goods reserve looks in line. Reserve looks in line. Deferred. Prepaid income taxes, I would just, like it's the first time we have this activity, so, I would just want to ensure this is coded properly. It stands out and it's a big dollar amount. It could be legit. I would just want to validate that. Prepaid other looks in line. Machinery, tools, and equipment actually went down, which is unusual. Leasehold improvements went way down. Computer equipment, purchase software. So, what's going on here? Did we dispose of a significant amount of this entity's PP&E? I am not following. That seems unusual. And then the accum, same thing. It looks like that we had some major disposal. So this is, like what happened in April to make goodwill go to zero. So I would just continue to work through the P&L, or the balance sheet in this fashion.